Learn to deal with the valley. The hills kept the same. But don't you know you got wild blood running through
Hello,
your
everyone.
veins.
Thank you for joining me for another episode here. My name is Adam, and this is Lessons from a Father. I'm a father of 6, and I've been through an awful lot in my life, and I hope that by sharing my journey, it can help anyone out there. Now, this morning, I was on Facebook, and I saw a post from a friend, and it says, "Good morning. Today we are staying hydrated, meditating, ignoring people who make us sad, and communicating our feelings. Now go be great." Now, that was just a generic meme, I guess, or whatever you call it, that was forwarded and passed on, shared. Clearly, I'm not up with the whole lingo of social media bullshit because I don't care. This really struck me because of something I've been thinking about today. And I want to let me preface this with, when we meditate a certain topic or idea, many times throughout our movement of the following days, we will see and hear and feel things that are in tune and in alignment with our meditation, with our mindfulness. And so this hits me really deep on something I've been thinking about. And that thing is this: you are emotionally healthy and capable. And you can share your feelings and communicate your wants and needs and your experiences. And when someone else is unhealthy in receiving those, or unable to receive those, or refuses to receive those things from you, do not lower your standards to get down to their level, to accommodate their unhealthy needs. Don't do that. Because once you do that, now that whole relationship becomes that level. It is now based on that understanding, that level of communication, that unhealthy behavior. Don't do it. I can attest to you that it will be a miserable time. Because once you allow someone to neglect, to negate, to invalidate, or to walk all over your feelings, you are giving them permission to do it moving forward. And they will continue to do it. And if you continue to communicate your feelings in healthy ways, remember, that's the key, healthy ways. You need to be able to say, yes, I have communicated myself positively, constructively. I have shared my wants and needs with you in a healthy way. And once you can say that, and if that person still cannot, will not accept those things as valid, or show you an increase of love, show you compassion for your experiences, there comes a point when you need to say, I will no longer do this. We talk about boundaries all the time, and many people have a misunderstanding of boundaries. They think they can just put up a boundary and say, well, you're pushing my boundaries because it's uncomfortable. So my boundary is my comfort level. So many people draw a boundary right at the cap of where they are comfortable and then become uncomfortable, and so they never step out of their comfort zone. They never communicate or instruct or understand or listen beyond their comfort level. So the hard conversations don't go well, if they ever are had. Now, we need to help other people learn how to communicate with us, because we all communicate in different ways. We are all communicatively different. But sometimes there are people that are so set in their ways that they won't accommodate you in any way. And that just may not be the right person for you in that situation, in that scenario, in that form. Now, I did a podcast the other day where I stated a quote, which was, "Go where you are loved, stay where you are, where it is consistent." And that's key. But also go where you are appreciated, where your words, your feelings are validated, your experiences are accepted to the point where it causes a change in someone else. They want to change to help you. They want to see the harm they may be doing. They want to see the destruction, the hurt, the pain they may be causing. And if they don't ever want to do that, if they keep hitting that point of that comfort zone and backing up and backing up and backing up, I got to tell you, friends, that person may never change. That person may never go beyond their comfort zone because there are walls. There is something holding them back. And it, at that point, is deeply rooted. So communication is key in all things. I've said that many times, and I will say it again many times. Healthy communication is the key to every relationship. But everybody's communication style is different. So we have to be willing to accommodate someone that we love. Listen to someone that we care for. Listen to care, not listen to respond. Now here's the thing. You know, they say that there are different personalities. The avoidant personality and the anxious personality tend to attract to one another. That can cause a lot of problems. That can be very difficult. So what happens when you are in a situation where you are sharing and sharing and giving, and that person is avoidant, and you are anxious, and you are, come on, I need an answer, let's talk. Here's what I believe. You have to come to the middle ground. You have to find that middle ground. You can't keep chasing after them, and they can't keep avoiding you. Now, if you have to keep chasing after them, always, and if they continue to avoid you, always, that is a fucked up relationship. That's not a healthy relationship. It may be how they're wired, how they were raised, how they were developed, how they processed all of their experiences before you. And they may never be willing to change that about themselves because that is how they've been their whole lives. Good morning. Today we are staying hydrated. Absolutely. I drink a gallon of water every day. Meditating. Man, I meditate 3-4 times a day. That's how often I talk to God and try to be in tune with my universe. Ignoring people who make us sad. It's a tough one. Sometimes the people that make us sad are the ones we love the most. And many of us don't want to ignore them. Many of us don't want to ignore our relationships, our feelings, our needs, our wants, their needs and wants. But many of them need to ignore that. And lastly, communicating our feelings. Many times we have already communicated our feelings to exhaustion. And what's being done about that? Is anything being done about that? If so, then great. Give that person love. Give that person appreciation. If nothing is being done about your communication of your feelings, I don't think that person is going to start. You need to be able to walk away from toxic, dysfunctional, and unhealthy disturbances in your energy. And unfortunately, that is the hardest part. That is the hardest thing to do, to walk away from the ones we love the most. But sometimes that love is simply a trauma bond. We have gone through so much trauma with that person. We are bonded to them through our trauma. We have to be able to decipher between that love or that trauma bond. I know that's a tough one. But that's why we're here together. That's why we're here to learn and embrace and share and grow. And when you meet the right person who does those things with you, damn, how fulfilling will that be? There will always be trials. There will always be difficulties. But the person that goes through those trials and difficulties, holding your hand and loving you throughout it, not necessarily being kind all the time, not necessarily being nice and sweet, shit's going to hit the fan. You're going to see another side of them. But at the end of the day, if they can still say, I love you, and if you can still say, I love you, through all the shit hitting the fan, that's some deep and meaningful shit. All right, friends, I want to thank you for watching another podcast. I would love to hear from you in the comments. I love hearing feedback and questions, and let's get into conversations. Let's start changing the world, starting now. Thanks.
Let's deal with the valley, the hills together.